Alrighty, guys. Today we have a very special AMA. Mendel is here, and I'm going to pretty much just give them the floor. I'm not going to talk too much, and they have taken time out of their schedule. They literally just came from one AM AMA to another AMA, which is just like these guys are on a marathon here, and so I appreciate you guys coming out today and speaking with us. And I'm going to just pass the mic right over to you guys and let you guys do it. I'll try not to talk too much because that's kind of my thing. I talk a lot. So without further ado,
Thanks a lot. And yeah, it's true. It's a marathon, but it's only a quality marathon. So we're not, we are having like 22 AMAs almost per day this time, but it's with so many awesome communities, and it's great to speak with them and to meet all the members of the community. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and very happy to be there. So, first of all, I am Ben Belliti. I'm We Art. We Art is a studio that helps artists to create something more than just an NFT collection, but really to kind of augment their art in order to um, make these artists ambassadors of the NFT game and of the NFT and blockchain and everything. Um, what I've been feeling, I've been in the NFT place for 1 year, and we are looking for. I mean, it's obvious to many people that NFT is full of utilities for the full world, but it's true that as of today and for maybe few couple three more years, art will be the main window to this space. And this is why after having done my first collection myself called the Sunblocks, I decided to help artists to again create more than a collection. And so I had the chance to start with Remy, an artist that I was following already for 5 6 years. He would introduce himself better just after that. But he's been an artist for 10 years, starting with painting and then going to statues. And he created this character. It's not just a statue, it's a meaningful character called Mendel. Mendel is he looks like a young boy. He's the I mean I will let more the artist to say that, but Mendel is kind of the kid in every one of us that never stopped to search for going to the moon somehow. And that's really how you feel about him. He's very small. He looks like a kid, but he had a helmet that shows either a big head or maybe it's the helmet of his father. But Mendel is on a mission. He's not in space for nothing. And actually, there is a message for that is that we're not just trying to make a series of NFT collections that would be relevant to art and to the artists, but also to space. Remy, in his career, has also been close to NASA, and more than NASA, it's really the NASA ecosystem, meaning astronauts, meaning important brands, meaning many different people, engineers, many people that are trying to make space something meaningful. We don't just want to go to the moon for nothing. We want to the moon to potentially save humanity in some cases, to be a multi-species planetary species going in multiplanetary. There are many different things, but it's cool to know about that. Actually, NASA is it's a very important year for them, and as we are the Apollo program is officially over, and we are now switching to the Artemis. Basically, with Apollo, we wanted to go to the moon, and with Artemis, the first stop is Mars. I mean, it will be the moon, but just as a gateway to Mars and other places. So we're really trying to make something that is relevant to space and to art, that will have utilities in the world of space and in the world of art, especially the art of Remy, obviously. And our main challenge is to propose a set of 7 collections progressively that will help to tell the story of Mendel. Mendel Genesis was our first drop. It was launched in December 18th and was dropped in December 25th or something. and it was sold out. Sorry, on December 25th. Yeah, sorry for Christmas actually, and then now we are preparing Mendel Exodus. Exodus go beyond in the story of Mendel. It starts to show the full ecosystem behind Mendel. We're actually going to post a video that we made for the artifact pod contest to show the Mendel house and showing all the assets, showing all the world of Mendel in an artifact loot pod that would be personalized. So we will post this video very soon. Um, we Once we have this collection of Mendel Exodus, we will then go to other collections that will help us to continue bringing building this environment. We will have the vehicles of Mendel. We will have the companion of Mendel. Then we will go into a metaverse logic planet. You would not buy lands, but planets. And in this planet, your Mendel could evaluate with these different accessories and vehicles and companion that you have until we can work on the gaming experience inside this metaverse. We also want to bring any kind of decentralized or collaborative approach we can have. We're thinking about creating stories using different assets from different people, and the last collection would actually be Mendel's Story, where we are kind of decentralizing an animated series about Mendel. And by decentralizing, I mean that each NFT will be a scene of the series, of the episode, of one episode of the series. So owning it will not just mean that you own a part of you don't just own the NFT, you're also owning a part of the series itself in case we start to make it bigger or start to having it proposed to different studios and everything. And so the full thing behind that is that we are building also the story of the artist, the story of Remy, which I will let speak right now because the amazing thing is how close he is to this community, how he's sharing, and how he's also evolving and kind of learning even Web3 with us, and so we are even building more. Um, yeah, I guess that that's it. Sorry for the long introduction. Uh, Maybe Remy, you would like to introduce yourself, or maybe give more than what I was saying, if it makes sense.
Yeah, you say everything pretty clear.
Thanks.
Do you want, guys? I want to add some deep to it, or
No, maybe one question that I would ask to you is why Mendel?
Mendel? Mendel, you start to answer the question. Mendel, it's about a story. It's about an emotion I have in my mind for many years, and I was obsessed with that. You know, when as an artist, you see the world differently, and this is funny to say that, but yeah, when you're kids, you don't know how to respect yourself, and you have a high level of consciousness of the reality. So how you deal with that? And it's a struggle for everyone. I mean, to find another job, a new job, to find your soulmate, to anything in life is like how we deal with that. When you are kids, you grow up. Okay, what's going on now? And I believe we never change. We have the same. I speak for myself. I am the same today that I was at 8 years ago, 8 years when I was a kid. So Mendel have this emotion to you see Mendel is a little boy with a big boot, big glove, and huge helmet. It's definitely not fitting for him. He's like your kids take away the boots or the shoes of the mom of the dad and want to work with that. So this is a metaphor of Mendel to go beyond our limitation. And we don't care about if we fit well, if it's normal to be like that, or to accept yourself the way you are, and definitely, go beyond all the block, all the case people want to make you, or the society want to tell you. So when you see Mendel is like a kid, he have a big head, it's too heavy for him, but he don't care. When you see a kid want to learn to walk, He's not like after 10 times he give up. He say, "Oh, it's not for me." He don't care. He try. He try. You have some shot. You take some. You take in life. So Mendel, the base, the core of Mendel is about that. It's about the child in ourselves become a grown person and how you deal with that. And it's never stopped this feeling because when you are kids, how you become a parent. So it's about the journey. And Mendel going to the metaverse, to the Web3 is so meaningful because before metaverse exists or the Web3, I already make this character to go to space, and now we are on space. We're talking in space, and this is funny how the life work. And I was maybe in the future or in the past. I don't know space time. Now it's funny, but yeah, this is the story of Boot Mendel and the opportunity of this NFT collection, the set collection. It will tell the story of Mendel. In uh, each collection, you will you will have a new facet of Mendel. You will understand. For example, Genesis, he was just Mendel himself. Everybody fell in love with Mendel, but he was just him with nothing. You don't see where he's come from, how he traveled, where he traveled, why he traveled. So all these questions you can have, you can feel. We will give answer in each collection. So actually, for Exodus, we go very far in this way of sharing the story of Mendel and share the emotion beyond that. And with all the accessory, all the elements, it can be the cars, the jetpack, all elements around Mendel, you will see the meaning of that, why he need that, why the shape of it is definitely fit for him and not for another character or another someone else. So this is the beauty of the NFT. We go without limit because we don't have to produce all the asset in reality as a sculpture. We will do some of it, but with NFT we think without limit and to give the opportunity to tell a bigger story than we can do in reality. So this is what is so meaningful to me and for the community to be part of that. I believe is for me. If it was not my project, I would love to be part in this story because it's so meaningful and it's so beautiful. So yeah, to be part of that, to be at the first stage as Energy or Exodus or all the stage, and to be part of this story and to 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 us to bring value to all of that is so meaningful and so great to be today to connect to people around the world and to bring something meaningful because it's art. We're going to give sculpture, real sculpture of that from me, signed by me with a certificate of authenticity, and give value in both in the, as you say, we art is bridge the gap. And I love this idea to make the reality come to the metaverse and to bring all the community from the metaverse to my reality, to NASA experience, to connect to the astronaut. And yeah, so the gap between, and I love that, and it's so meaningful for me. So yeah, this is the main tram. I would say, I don't know in English, you say la trame. Yeah, this is the path we are, and this is the way we're going to go and to share more with the community for sure.
Wow, thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
for
that
me.
for sure. If you guys want to just go around and anyone else just want to talk
Yeah, well,
before?
we also have. Yeah, well, we also have Ella and Astra. Maybe you guys would like to quickly introduce yourself.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
absolutely.
always
To
There
say
you
you,
that.
go.
Astra.
He
That's to
always
you,
wants to
Astra.
be the last one.
Hi, I'm Hella. I'm the community and marketing manager for Mendel. Um, I came to it as a holder. I minted Mendel Genesis in December, um, and it was probably my second NFT that I'd actually minted. And I'd spent probably roughly about 2 minutes researching it before I saw Remy's website and Remy's artwork, and I knew that it was something special. So I minted my Genesis, and also at the same time I was deep diving into the world of Web3 and the world of NFTs. So, but interestingly enough, the one thing that was my constant was the Mendel Discord, actually. It was a really small community of 700, 800 people, but it just felt different to everything that was out there. It just felt relaxed. It felt genuine. It felt as though the bonds that we were creating with the people that we now know and speak to every day were real. And it was so comforting for me to have that sort of constant, especially when in December, January, there was so many things going on in the NFT world. To keep this short, Ben was and Remy were speaking a lot within the Discord about the Exodus drop that's coming up, and I wanted to deep dive and basically help in creating that vision. So I messaged Ben and I said, "Hey, I've got some experience over the last couple of months being a moderator and also doing some community management for other projects. But it would be a dream come true if I could help the one project that I feel could could and is the best of everything in regards to the NFT space, and the people that I was interacting with are amazing. So yeah, that's how it developed. I started as a moderator and started getting really excited about everything. I'm now the community manager and marketing manager. And I guess my job mainly is primarily focused on making sure that that feeling that was there with the Genesis collection with 700, 800 people stays throughout the Mendel journey, as we grow, and we're still growing now to 7,000, 8,000, which probably doesn't seem a lot in the grand scheme of things compared to other projects. But for us, it's really exciting because it's from word of mouth, and I think um, it's showing with the people that are coming into the Discord as well, and other communities like yourself. Communities that we're talking with have great community projects that we're talking with. Sorry, have great communities and tight communities. So they're coming in as well as friends and families of Genesis holders, and it's creating this really lovely and just really organic sense of community. And that, I guess, that word is thrown around a lot nowadays, but um, it's really nice to see the growth, but also maintaining a sustainable level so we can make sure that the bonds and the relationships we're creating is at the front of everybody's mind, as well as the amazing art from Remy. I went on a tangent, so I do apologize, but I just get so excited when I speak about Mendel.
No, thank you,
So
Ella.
yeah.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate it.
Uh,
I like hearing the passion and the love for it. I mean, you're apologizing for dragging on. You're talking to someone who will do a 7 hour voice chat AMA. So I get it. So I always tell people just to message me and be like, hey, shut up, you're talking too much, and that won't hurt my feelings. So I completely understand. But I appreciate that. I love hearing the love for it and the passion, and just the fact that I always find it really cool when communities when projects empower their community. You see someone who truly cares and wants to make it better and wants to see the long-term
mm,
goal and see it succeed, and kind of doing that because you're speaking to someone who was literally absolutely nothing in this space until Gajira came around, and Shan empowered me, and the people in this project empowered me, and then here I am as a core team member doing a bunch of stuff. So it's I completely understand that, and hats off to you guys for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And the team, the majority of the team are holders, and they are, people that we've known for a while. Astra, for example, was part of the Genesis community that we grew up. It's almost like growing up and maturing, and that following that journey with holders. And Ben has been fantastic in facilitating not just the team, but also making sure that the community is involved. We've got a council, which at the moment is 20 people, but hopefully as we grow and these projects are launched, the council will be bigger, and there's nothing left unsaid when it comes to the community. They're the most important thing, as well as the art, but as how they feel and how they want the space to be, and the space we create to be is the most important thing, and it wouldn't be possible without Ben to provide that space for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and finally, Astra,
Yeah,
who are you?
hi. I'm Astro. Hi. I'm doing collaboration advisory partnerships. I joined the team because I believed in them. I mostly believe in the community. So it was one of my first few mints actually, and I've never really thought about flipping them because there was they were giving out statues. So I was like, every week I'm trying to find out how can I win a statue. Anyways, eventually I got on with the community. I loved it. The community is always contributing. Uh, like we're very thankful to what we are and who we are because of the community. We on board a lot of their suggestions, a lot of tips from here and there. We've got a few founders from other projects that also jump a few suggestions here and there. And knowing the founder and the artist, they always listen. They always listen. So that made me join the team as a core member. And Ben and Remy and Hella, they have empowered me to be where I am today. And I'm really looking forward to what's in store. But yeah, you guys got to check out the statues, by the way.
Yeah, it
They're
sounds
really
sounds
sick.
really cool. They look awesome. Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
They're
any
You
like,
had
you want to send to me and I can like post it into the outer layer chat? I don't think that you can. Uh, I don't think you can post pictures in there.
yeah, let me do that.
But
They're
I think
so
we're trying to
sick.
make we're trying to make the VC chat visible to everybody because like even like people that I bring on stage here, they don't have roles, so I want to be able to have them like see the VC chat. But currently we're using the outer layer chat just so that everyone that's here, like any of the like any of the people from the Mendel community are coming through and want to come and participate.
Yeah, makes
Yeah, I
sense.
just sent it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like 53 centimeters. They've given out like, uh,
55, 55, not 33.
oh, I thought it
Yeah,
was
it's way bigger.
58.
Ah, you said
But anyways,
58?
I need one of those, Ben. I really need one of those.
Oh, you need to say that to Remy, not to me.
I
you
dropped
have a
that cheeky line.
you have a Genesis.
Yeah, Remy, come on.
Yeah.
But so in the last collection, they gave out to 10% of the holders through our
Yeah.
live raffle. Token IDs are winning, and in the second collection, they've increased that to 1,000 pieces. To about 15% would be getting a chance to win the statue. We've also given out Buzz Aldrin's jacket, the astronaut, signed by him, picture of him holding it. Thanks to Remy with his NASA ties, we've had space engineers, space advisors during our AMAs. We're also working closely with them to bring them to the space. And other than that, we're trying to bring a piece to the space, an NFT. So it should be this year, hopefully. Right, Ben?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
we work on that, yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty exciting. So it's pretty exciting what like what the team is trying to do.
It's
Yeah,
very
because
cool.
actually we produce from Exodus, like we give like 770 statue to the Genesis holder. Then we have some giveaway. We're
Exodus.
going to Exodus, yeah, to Exodus, and
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to have some more of little Mendel. You know, the 55 centimeter. It's kind of big. It's not that small, and we want to work with Virgin Galactic or Blue Origin to send one to space. So definitely we work with someone at NASA to have some pricing and everything. So we start to have like a first prize. We don't know the date, but definitely something we want to do to put some Mendel to space, to come back over there and to connect this one to the NFT is gonna be amazing. So definitely go beyond Earth for sure, and see, looking to reach the moon.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't see the too many questions. I think people are kind of just like learning a lot about it. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before I maybe ask some questions?
So we might, I mean, we are discussing this. We're doing a statue with the Gojira painting on it. I'm wondering what's that gonna look like, Remy?
What do you mean?
The
No,
statue.
the collab statue, the technology basically. I mean, I will tell the beginning of the story and then you complete, okay? Okay, Remy? It's about Basically, in the total, we have for the first 2022 at this series, there are a total of 1,200 statues. There are 100 Genesis statues, so they are linked to the Genesis collection. 77 of them were won by NFT Genesis holders, and the remaining 23 will go on sale in a few months. We also have 1,000 Exodus statue. Same logic, 777 statues will be won by Exodus holders, and the remaining will be sold. And finally, there are some very special 100 that Remy has ordered in full white mates, in order to play with it. So I guess Remy, this is the moment where you
Yeah, yeah,
jump
yeah,
in and explain a
yeah.
little bit how you're going to make it.
So yeah, because we produced that for Exodus, we're going to have like maybe 100, maybe or maybe 200. I don't know yet, but we're going to have like a nude one. It's gonna be some white collection, some yellow, and then we're going to make very unique piece. So we love to do collaboration and to make piece by hand, so we can have like the colorimetry of on one collaboration and to play with that. So I love the idea of make that because with my team in Paris, with the workshop, we have very talented people, the best in the world. We work with Atelier Goard. Actually, they make a big chantier in Paris. Is a Concorde. So they used to work in Versailles, Château de Versailles, at the Élysée. So they are very talented to make very great art with this talent, with savoir-faire. So we're going to make we're going to bring this talent to this little sculpture and do some partnership with or collaboration with. It can be with NASA astronaut, we can be with another community. So we want to, as Ben have this vision to bridge the gap and between the reality and the NFT. I want to bring my knowledge and my art from the art world to the metaverse and to the older, to give them the opportunity first to have an NFT, and we will bring value as I bring value to my real art in the reality, but to bring that to the project with the seven collection, but also to bring them a piece of art, a real piece of art made by a savoir-faire in France. So I want to bridge this gap between NFT and reality, and yeah, we find the perfect move to do that with this culture with Ben, to give that to our community, to share that. We want to share the love for exploring space, but for sure, what is my core, it's to share art. And so we want to offer that to our community and to is not educate the community, but I love this word to be educated, because art, you need to be educated. You can learn by yourself, to go to a museum. For me, art is not something accessible easily. You need to want to be connect to art. So you can be educated just to go to the museum and to have this will to connect to art. So we want to bring that to the community, and this is meaningful for me to go that way with the art and the sculpture.
Amazing. I mean, does anyone else want to ask any or say anything else before? I'm gonna kind of just do some basic stuff since people aren't asking too many questions. I think people are just trying to digest all the information because it's definitely a very unique and interesting project. Just like one of I mean, the first one that has like anything to do with like, as far as like space and NASA goes, which is like, I find that to be a really cool and unique
Yeah.
aspect. But I'm just curious, what kind of benefit do you get from holding like, a Genesis and then like, one of this second collection?
Hmm. Okay,
I will.
so yeah, please go on, Remy.
No, no.
It's always better when
Because
it comes from
I'm
you.
curious, like, if I'm interested and I think the
Yeah,
art's really cool, like, is there a reason? Like, what should I think about like Genesis? Kind of like how like Gajira, if you hold a Gen 2 is really cool, but like if I hold a Genesis, then I get a multiplier and I get like it opens up like some more, ways of getting tokenomics and all that kind of stuff. So like that's kind of what I'm curious, since like we have a second collection as well, so people might be thinking that or wondering that.
Yeah, yeah, and actually, it was also something I would have loved to speak about, which is this fact of going from a Genesis to a bigger collection, and somehow I felt also like 333 was a very good approach, because then when you multiply it by 10, 3,333 is still kind of exclusive. We know that with a 707,077 collection, 70, I don't remember if there's the last seven at the end. Uh, it's a big collection, and it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge because we talked a lot about it, because we want to maintain the same level of engagement and love sharing within our community. We want the same quality, but with a bigger quantity to make it very simple. We ideally want to stick with our uh, organic growth objective, and so it also means sometimes that you have to kind of try to explain to the holders that what they want is maybe not what they need. And it's true that you would expect us to do this promo thing or this one, but keep facing us, and you will see we will build. It's taking time, but it's going good, you know. So there's the marketing. There is this. It's not marketing actually. It's community building, and building it around the art, around space. All that was a very big challenge, definitely. And so people who were there and who built with us are very special to us, and these are the genesis. Most of them are many of them are ambassadors, but also, I mean, at some point we imagine that by the end of the year, the Mendel Council is actually made of the holders of the Mendel Genesis, because really they are the one who started to build with us. Many of the things we put in place were maybe not exactly the right idea we had at the beginning, but some holders helped us to adjust. Sometimes they even proposed something that was completely not what we were aiming for, but ultimately it was good also. This is also how we built with the community. We take half with half of our team today were previously holders, and we got to uh, get to know each other. And I kept on saying, um, guys, we need people in the team. I don't want to tell you what we need, or I don't want to tell you who we need. If you are maybe the right person for us, well, first of all, maybe you're here and you like the art, but also you might have an idea about what we should do to get better and to get bigger with the same level of quality and everything. And that's really how I had the great chance to meet Ella and Astra and everything, you know. So sorry, I'm telling that because again, for me, Genesis is like builders, and before we go into any types of utilities and everything, they will always be recognized by Remy and by me, because I'm also going to help different other artists. I'm also opening a gallery in the south of France where I live here. Um, there are many things in the world of the artists, Remy, in my world, and the future drops with the future artists, that being a Genesis, we will always remember you, and you will always like whitelisting is not even a question. We aim for more than that. Um, this is like first level is more globally. Before we get into the details, you built with us, and so you are with us for the rest of our adventure. That's the first thing I want to say, and I want to say to Genesis basically. Then once we go into the different details, first of all, we're making a full set of seven collections for what we are calling the phase one. Um, for the seven collections, Genesis will have four free mints, and the two other, so it's because Genesis is one of the seven, so six total, four free mints, and two other where there will be, of course, whitelisted. Actually, the last one, there will not be other type of allow list or whitelist. Other than owning a Genesis. The last one is very special for us, the Mendel story. Our objective is really to build and for it to be something that is very valuable, because It's just the first episode of something very big that we want to create about pushing the boundary, as Remy likes to say, and really build more a brand around Mendel with a story that is that is either, I don't know, movie series. There are games opportunity because we are building kind of a metaverse, but with a sense of first of all, you would mean planets and not lands, and we are looking for possibilities to um, try to build together, meaning that if you kind of take your planet with friends, you would build together a galaxy, for instance, and it will be a multiplier for the planet growth. Because planet growth is actually something important that will come. Is that you will be able to stake your planet and make it grower somehow until at some point you can even divide it into different lands that would be NFTs. And so you can either start this division after a month and get 8 lands, or maybe it's better if you wait for 1 more month and you get maybe 64 lands and something like that. So people would build these different types of planet. We would really love to have many communities, each one building their own planets and bring out kind of even gateway to other metaverse. Have a something that will be really about space. So from this planet, you will be able to study space and things like that. But I was talking, for instance, about this planet because this is one of the things where we'll introduce stacking, for instance. And at this moment, obviously, your planet will get bigger and faster if you hold a Genesis, for instance. Everything that you will stake will, yeah, get boosted by your Genesis. The other thing that is very important is how we are going to bring new assets, but not as new collections, but as in collection assets. So it will start from Genesis actually. And from Genesis, you already today receive statues every month. And if you sorry, I said statues, I meant patch.
Patches.
Okay,
I was
yeah,
like,
I meant
oh,
patches, and patches are like every month. If you hold for the full month, you get a new patch. First patch was NASA, second patch is Apollo, and third patch is Artemis. Um, Now, actually, we're going to bring more than that. For instance, we are going to bring new Mendel shoes, very special ones. And guys, I'm trusting the Gojira community because I'm part of it because I own a Gen 2. So I was able to go in the alpha chat and post something very special. So if you want to see these Mendel shoes and actually see the whole Mendel Exodus collections assets and discover how they look like, you can visit. You can just play the video that was just posted in the alpha chat, in the Gojira alpha chat. Uh, really, guys, please tell no one about it. We are about to tweet it, so you have a super alpha access to this. It's actually more than just showing you assets. It's a gallery that we use for the artifact
Wow.
contest, and Remy and his team created a full new version of this loot pod by artifact, and we put and they put the different assets of Mendel and his story and everything, so you can discover Mendel car, Mendel his ships, all the kind of things that we are using and putting on the Mendel Exodus collection. So
Do you care if I post
Mendel
that into the
Genesis will be
outer
a
layer
boost.
chat for everyone, and then delete it,
No?
the video?
You are still in the moon.
I'm sorry, I think
I
there
think
was
we
a
lost
cut
signal.
for a second.
Satellite is
Yeah,
down.
Yeah. Are you guys good? Can you hear
yeah.
me? I was saying that
Yeah.
I can post that video in the outer layer chat for over all the non-holders to see, and then I can delete it if you want. But if you don't want me to, that's totally fine.
Right now, it's really just for you guys, and we will make a tweet about it, or maybe we will post it, or just send it to you if you want to retweet it. But it's a very special thing. We waited for a long time. Remy
Yeah.
and his team. He had someone working almost day and night to create a fantastic environment for this artifact context. Actually, artifact even shared the story of this. Of the first version of this. So really something that we're proud of, and really kudos, Remy. It's amazing.
Yeah, and this is where I wanted to start, but I'll let you explain the whole picture. For me, as an artist, when I do art and I don't make a lot of piece of art. I make like a 10 piece of each Mendel. It's a 140 centimeter. Each piece costs around $100,000. So my work and the way I make everything is to bring value to my collector, by make it beyond the first sculpture, another one, and we go further and we go crazy in the production, in the quality. So everything, this is the way I bring value to my art, and the way I bring value to the NFT holder of Genesis. For me, I don't think about that. It's very organically. I have so many way to express my emotion and to tell the story of Mendel. So, for example, I worked on the sneakers of Mendel. I don't tell Ben for 1 week. Then I say, okay, Ben, I want to make a collection of sneakers for Mendel, because it's meaningful to me, and I love the idea of make him sneakers. We love sneakers. We form this is part of us. From my generation, I mean, all of our generation, we love sneakers. And I tell Ben, okay, I see we can make a big collection of sneakers, and definitely we're going maybe to make a drop of it. But for sure, as I said to Ben, we're going to give first the sneakers to the Genesis holder before the drop, or before anything. Is a way to build maybe a collection, but first what we can give to them, and it's about all the creativity we put in asset, accessoire, like boots, or maybe glove, helmet. We work on so many projects. So my job, if I can say I have a job because I'm an artist, but my job, I believe, I make it very organically. I don't think about that, but it's a bringing value, and I bring value by don't stop this wheel with my team, with the people I work with, the maître d'art in the digital or in the reality, to make it something bigger. Now, okay, we done that. How we can make more expensive, more beautiful made, and we share all the time new maître d'art, new technical, new material. So yeah, all the time we try to tell the story with materialistic way, because we need marble or carbon of gold to bring a new part of Mendel. But with the NFT, we're going to make that without limit of how many it cost, because it's just about creativity and to make it the best we can. So yeah, sneakers is the first idea I have. We have so many new things with a new helmet and everything. So Ben actually maximize the way for the holder with my Mendel. He's going to technically tell you that, but you will be able to change the boots. You can have the sneakers on. You can change everything. So yeah, the technical part is very challenging, but Ben do a fantastic job to that. So if you
Mm.
have a Genesis holder, you will be able to change the boot easily. You can choose your boot you make today, and we're going to make this mymendel.com. Is gonna be this Ben going to explain better than me, but you will have this full experience of your Genesis with a patch, all your patch you have with all the boots, and a little bit like the video he share with you in exclusivity. You will have a big glimpse of what you have of the story of Mendel. And I love this idea of each holder will have a different story, different house with different assets. And I love the idea of exploring the house of each of them to see where they are in the story, what they care, and all the element they have. So yeah, I love this idea.
It's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, yeah,
Great
maybe just
explanation. I was curious, is that the shoe thing is going to be like a separate like drop or something?
the what? Sorry.
The shoe, like to be able to the boots, like to
Just
be able to
Yeah.
change the
So
boots. Will
it's
you
not
like
gonna
have
be a
its
drop,
own
and
ment?
actually. it's actually a drop of an asset that only Genesis can claim, and then once they have it, they can dispatch it, meaning that they can give one to their Exodus eventually if they want. If they maybe they receive first one shoe, and then they can, if they want, they can buy another shoe, and they can even change the rarity or cross different collections. So, like these patches that I was talking about, NASA patch, for instance, we had around 92% of the holders that kept their Mendel for 1 month in January. So we have something like 700 more or less NASA patch. When you look at just Genesis, it's not very rare because it's 90% who have dispatch. But Genesis can then make their Exodus rarer by giving their patch or giving their shoes. And basically, Genesis will be the way to get the best. Assets that Remy will provide along the way. It might be clothes, it might be helmets, it might be different ways to improve your Mendel, but not just to add something cool in there, but also because it would be part of different collabs or maybe even real life things. These patches, for instance, we will have some with astronauts, and then if you have the patch with the astronaut, you will be able to mint in a collection that we will be preparing with this astronaut. And yeah, always things like that that are really starting with Genesis from Genesis.
Awesome. Did you guys want to elaborate? I kind of interrupted on that question. So if you guys wanted to elaborate on more what that was being said before.
Oh, sorry. You mean you couldn't hear me?
No, no, no. I could hear you very well. I felt like I
Oh,
interrupted before when I asked the question because I was just like curious about the boots. I thought it was really cool, and it's cool how it's like that adds more benefit to having a Genesis holder, which is awesome. So that it did answer my question very well. I appreciate it.
yeah, sure. And we already had the first free drop, free mint drop that also comes with a special piece of art, screen print, very high quality that Remy is making at the moment. Uh, this is something that already happened for Genesis holders, but as not all of them have claimed them, we are still planning to have a second wave of claiming. Some of them for new Genesis holders. So this is just one of them, and there will be other for me. There will be the 3D version of your Mendel Genesis that you will be able to use it in on cyber or things like that, like we've seen in the video. Yeah, we're going to really bring a lot of value to them because they made this project make sense for us.
That's awesome. Is there let me see if there's any questions that have been posted. I feel like some people are always like a little bit scared to post some questions and stuff, or honestly, like when you don't get any questions, it means that you guys are doing a good job explaining everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but anyone, just go ahead and post it in the outer layer chat, and I'm gonna ask whatever for you guys. But with all these so let me ask. So like I see what the Genesis look like, and part of me, so I'm gonna play dumb, for a little bit. So like the Exodus, the sneak peeks for that they look very similar to the Genesis. Like how are they different, or am I getting that completely mixed up? Because like I see the Exodus like
Oh, which one did you see?
the
The one that you,
yeah, where he's coming
the
out of
blue
like
one?
the space, like the part of the spaceship, it says like Exodus. I think that Astra sent that to me.
Oh, that one, yeah. Okay. The one that comes out of the pod,
The
then.
pod, yes. And then like, then you look at the regular Mendel ones and they look like it too. Like how are they differentiated, or do you have like sneak peeks that could show like what the Exodus collection looks like versus the Genesis collection?
Actually, we don't have. We have some picture with the asset you can see with the bike, with the surfboard,
Yeah,
with car.
basically everything that you see on the video that we shared is not in this. It's the first collection was made to get you to know, to get people to know just the character of Mendel without giving any clue on how he evolves, how he is behaving, what is in his mission in the space. And with Exodus, you get to see more. You get to see how he works. You get to see how he travels. You get to see some new emotions, also some new poses that shows maybe how he looks at the world somehow. And all of this is part of the plan of making more and more sense to what we call the story of Mendel.
Awesome. Yeah, I love how it's an ever evolving story that you guys are writing here, and you got some really, really cool art. How do you guys like differentiate yourselves? You know, like there's a lot of 3D art projects out there, and it's gotten like kind of a bit of a bad rep for high quality 3D art projects with like, you know, a famous artist that's worked somewhere. Like, how do you guys separate yourselves from those other projects that are kind of like, you know, not so like it's, you know, that part
Yeah.
that meta is a little bit looked down upon, you know, and like, you know, I
Mhm.
hate to ask these questions, but I like to ask the real questions. That's why people come to these AMAs. But like, how do you guys get differentiate yourselves? Because, you know, like for me, I'm an alpha caller, and like most of the time when people are like 3D art project, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, right, you know, like it's another one of those. But like, how are you guys going to differentiate yourselves from those ones?
Oh, this I believe for me, I work with many designers. I work with maybe 20, 30 designers around the world, maybe 50 for the past years, with all aspects to make real art. And so we need the skill to make 3D print. So for unique, you need the technical skill to do that. But I learn with all the designer I work, each of one have a specific talent. And for example, for the face, for give emotion to Mendel, it take me 5 years to make Mendel because I work with designer from Pixar, from Disney, and I believe the face was made with the guy who make a movie for Disney and Pixar. But it was very difficult to put emotion to that because they can be the most talented people in the world. If you don't have a specific idea and you find the right person to express yourself through a 3D, you go nowhere. You can make a project like in 2 days. They are very talented, but you don't have a soul. You can feel nothing with that. It's just okay. It's a cool stuff. It's like I say, you have a designer. You can do object, but making art is different way. I am not a designer. I don't make object. I make art. So
Hmm.
this is the same way we make NFT. NFT. I have the chance to work with very talented designer. Work with the biggest company in the world. I cannot say the name of that because they work in the company. But everything we do that with my vision. What I want to tell a story is about emotion. Is not about object or cool stuff or hype. And we don't go in this direction and you can feel that. But we need to make something meaningful. When you see the car, when you see the asset of Mendel, if you know a little bit of engineering and everything, you will understand something, you will get it. But even if we don't, you are not familiar with engineering and car and automobile, you can feel something is right. Everything we do as we work with the biggest brand in the world, and we have this idea with my lead designer to make a 3D of each of asset, and we're going to put that in the vacuum system they use in the car industry to see the flow on the hair on the car, because they need to be aerodynamic. And we want to do that with paint on the asset. We're going to produce some asset in reality, and the paint we will be the flow of the air through the asset. So beyond just an asset, you can see a capsule or car or bike or everything. You will see the meaning of the way they was built. It's not just to make object, it's about beyond that. In reality, how can, if we go to space, what's happened? So I love that because this is the way my first community was NASA. And when I do exhibition at Kennedy Space Center of the California Science Center, it was just NASA geek, NASA technical guy, or all the community work to NASA, make event together. I always be part of that, and I share my art with them, and they love it. So this was my first connection with our community, and it was all NASA team and family of NASA go to event every year with the shuttle, share my art. And so there was all engineer, there was all very competent guy and with high skill. And so this is for me, every time I talk with them and I learn a lot with them, and we bring some scientific engineering to the EMA. She explained us how she deal with the dust of the moon to bring air. So, and I want to bring that me also in the art. It's not just to make cool stuff and very nice, beautiful made with sense, but to have this deep connection to engineering and the way they are built, to move to air and to have meaning the way they are built. And so I deeply believe in quality art. The way I make art is about quality. I believe in that. You can do everything in life if you bring quality and sense. You will speak to everyone, and you can feel that even if you are not conscious of the gold of the technical part of the making of the art. And NFT is the same. All the assets you will see, if you look at them, and we're going to make some video and high quality render of that, you will see them with all the angle, all the facet, and you will see everything makes sense because of the way they are built, the way they are thinking. So I am sure, as I said to Ben, we are the only project at this level of meaning and technicality about everything we do. Nobody do that. I never see that in the NFT world, to bring this kind of asset, thinking as a real asset with big engineer beyond that. They are not just designer, they are engineer. So yeah, they have the mindset of the creative process to the engineering. And this is people work with big company, but they bring artistic things to the technical part. And I love having these people work with me. And this is the same way Ben bring Hella and Astra. They have this sense of humanity when you take care of the community, and we have this sense of creativity and engineering when you create a design art. I will say object, but it's not object, it's art. So this is the way we see and we make scenes, and I deeply believe in that, and they will touch everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I love. Look, I think we've forgotten totally about the art part on what we're trying to flip or whatnot. I think people are just used to uh, entering projects with a lot of hype or fake hype, you could call it, because they're trained to do so. But when you appreciate art, when you spend 5 minutes in the Mendel's Discord, you know it's not just a 3D piece. Because, anyways, we've already minted out our Genesis collection, so we've already proven a point that our 3D projects is different than others. So we can't really compare these with other projects, to be honest. But I'd like to ask you: have you compared the quality of the 3D
Is a question
zero?
for me?
No, no, for zero.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, it's not even a question of like quality because like there's a lot of projects that have like, artists that are like, hey, like we worked for Disney, and then like they
Yeah,
they mint they like when they're doing their mints. Like for instance, I saw one. I don't like to say names on these things, but I saw one had an extremely high like a high profile artist, and they basically like super hyped up, but it turns out there was just like virtual assistants inside that Discord, and they got to a point where it like minted like 300, and then they ended up stopping minting and saying it was a Genesis collection, and then just doing a bunch of like ridiculous stuff like that. And it's not even a question against it was nothing, it wasn't a shot at the artist, because I find this to be extremely high quality 3D art, but I feel like you guys you've already minted out your Genesis collection, so it's not really that big of a deal. But when I'm just talking about like branching off of that to a second collection, it's a little bit more difficult just because of the handicap that these other projects have like put you guys into, because it gives everyone a negative connotation about that style of like a profile picture project, which you guys, it sounds like you're a lot more. So I just wanted to set you guys up with a question to kind of just like set yourself apart from that and give yourself a chance to like let people know here at Gajira, how you guys are different and why you guys aren't like shouldn't be put labeled in the same category as those just like crummy 3D projects with the high profile artist.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely. And we don't communicate with that. I tell you, in the AMA. Why not? Because he's like ask me anything. But I tell you, I work with Disney character and Pixar for some of to make Mendel before the Web3. But we never communicate about that on the website or anything. And the majority of the designer I work, they don't want to sell their work on the project because they are confidential and they work at big company. So we don't play this card of say, okay, we are the best in the world to work for that. But and I never said that, but I love to communicate that in my reality life to make my for example the maître d'art I work in the real sculpture. I tend with the people I work to sell. Okay, this is something beyond art. And for example, we're going to make a book of the sculpture of Mendel, the production in France, and the book is going to be with all the maîtres d'art they work on them. I want to give them the opportunity to tell the way they built Mendel, the way they fall in love with Mendel. I see that everywhere. So I have this sense of tell Mendel is bigger than me. So it's because of people beyond that. But it's not a marketing project. It's not a marketing idea. It's just to tell that in the story in the MA to discover a bigger glimpse of that. But this is the way we care about the people beyond that. When you see Ella and for example, she take care of the community, you can see the way she talk. She care about people, and this is the same with Ben. She very caring about the Discord and the family, Mendel family and the older, because this is the way we make things. And I care about design because this is, for me, is about a respect. If I bring something to the table, you trust me, you buy an NFT for me. The respect for me is to bring quality. It's not a marketing way to make something. It's about myself to bring something quality to respect the viewer and the holder. But definitely, we don't go on the hype on that. You see, we are very organic. We are not like 200,000 in the Discord. We don't go. We invest like very maybe $0 in marketing. So definitely, we keep this way to be organic. A family, Mendel family, is a meaning for that. So, but the quality is there because it's about the respect for me to give to other, and we're going to push the boundary to that. You're going to see the sneakers and everything. Everything is sync. We're going to make all the sneakers we love, Air Force. So we're going to have this connection between what we love as a sneakers collector and is about our generation. So yeah, we want to bring this quality, but definitely, as you said, to make it very human side and not marketing side. So definitely, Ben did a fantastic job to that, and we make that and we progress very organically.
Thank you. I think ultimately the 3D is like um it was the only way somehow that Remy could also express himself and create the Mendel character. In the beginning, he was not even doing sculpture. He had to learn everything because he had this character in his mind. And that's the great thing, the great invention somehow with Mendel was that Remy has created a character that I challenge you to just look at it for 1 minute, any videos or photos, whatever. And I'm sure if ask you to tell me the story of Mendel, you will come up with something. And it's going to be something cool. And it's probably going to be something about space. So this is why also we try to make it really relevant to space. We're not trying to make it an astronaut because people want to the moon. We are making an astronaut because uh, we are going to the moon. I mean, we are getting people as close as possible by talking with the astronaut that explain not just why the moon, why we want to go to the moon, why we want to go beyond the moon, but how interesting could it be for humanity, these are the kind of things that we trying to ask together, and we try to make it relevant. And 3D was relevant because it was really the only way to express for the artist to express himself. I think that's the main thing also.
Awesome. I mean, that's a great answer. And like I said, is I wasn't trying to I wasn't trying to come at you guys, be like, why'd you do
No,
3D
no,
art? I
sure.
just like, I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
need,
sure,
No,
sure,
no, I get it.
exactly.
I
By
gotta
the way,
speak from
really,
the
But you
I
really
gotta
know,
speak from the
appreciate.
community because like a lot of times like people get up here and they're kind of like, oh, I don't want to like ask like tough questions, but like I want to ask you guys tough questions because like it gives you
Yeah,
guys a
we like that.
chance
We love
when
that.
you're able to answer
Yeah,
these with like a really good, well thought out answer. People are more bullish on it, and I just have to speak from like because like I'm an NFT collector, I'm an alpha caller, so I look at all this kind of stuff. So like that's why I feel like I'm like one of the better people to be up here, and I'm not afraid to ask you guys like this,
Cool.
like the real questions, and kind of just be like,
that's
hey, listen,
awesome.
like 3D projects are shit right now. Why is your project not shit? Like just you know what I mean? That's like literally like what people
yeah,
are thinking.
yeah.
It's really that simple, like and like. And I
They
don't
are. They
and
are.
I agree with people. It's like I won't touch any of these projects, but like I want to give you guys a chance to be like, hey, yeah, we are not one of those shit projects. Listen to all the awesome stuff we have to do with Mendel, and it looks like you guys have thought this way further out there than most projects have because you guys are
It's
much
all about
more than just a
community.
PFP.
Yeah,
It's all about community, Zero. If
Yep.
if the community believes in you, the art comes to reality.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
like that's the thing is to not say anything bad about the art. It's more like, it's like it becomes when community's first, like the art comes second nature and it's not reliant only upon the art to be good because when you have a good community backing you that supports the team, then, like in my opinion, once you get that solid community and so like what I always say is that like when you guys did a Genesis collection it was way smaller. I find it to be like a really like a good idea. I feel like people should have to earn a bigger collection. It's like you can start a community and you can get some money to go and be going forward with your project, from a Genesis collection, and then you kind of build that foundation, and then off that foundation you build a house, and that's your second collection, and you have to like have that community backing, and when you have that, then you're like kind of
yeah.
unstoppable.
yeah. This is
And to be
literally
honest,
what
I'm
we
very,
do.
yeah,
We build the house of Mendel.
no, but to be honest, I'm also very grateful that Remy didn't choose some of the other options that were in front of him. I mean, there were some people that just wanted to take advantage of the NFT hype and told him like, "Listen, we're going to spend $500,000 on awesome marketing, and we will create a 10K NFT." That people will love and blah blah blah, and it will sold out instantly, and it will be great, and we are going to make millions, and on my side I was more saying, listen, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to invest in marketing. Zero if I can, like literally.
Yeah,
But we will build something that will last, and something that is about Mendel, about your art, and that will not be kind of a page in your story, but really a new kind of book where you can write your story somehow.
Hmm.
And I'm super grateful that he followed me on this, because I also believe that you need to build. You need to build, especially because we say it's all about community. So you need to know who are your community ambassadors. You need to find them as soon as possible, and a shorter collection is also a way to find it, because sleepers don't stay long in this kind of collection. It's very hard to know how to behave with a small collection. So yeah, it's really people who come from the art first, and then we build. We explain them how we want to move on. They give us their opinion. They give us the thought. They spend a lot of time for some of them to really bring us like wall of words, but actually that makes total sense, and that we can like uh, use to adjust our strategy. I mean, that's super valuable. And if you build a community with hype where you have 100,000 people inside, maybe the ambassadors will be there, but even if they yell, you will not hear them. You will not find them. And I believe also this is one of the reason why it's very important. And actually, yeah, I mean, how has it been for you, this challenge of going from a collection of 333 to a collection of 3,333? I mean, what was the big challenges for you, and how did you manage to reach these challenges and to make it happen?
Yeah. Yeah, you're asking me about Gajira.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay,
From
yeah, yeah.
from Gen 1 to Gen 2,
So yeah,
basically.
for us, it's been a little bit of a different road. It's been a little more difficult, I would say, because of the fact that like the Genesis collection got so much hype and so much like the floor price when it was coming into this, it was like 20 ETH for Genesis. So it it went really well, but it was also like we had an immense amount of pressure on us to be able to like pull something off, and that's kind of why we took it a little bit slower, and we made sure like everything worked out great, and everyone was kind of looking after us as like being like the one a big release. So it was like a really big challenge for us just to like, make sure that it kind of like followed suit with the hype. And unfortunately, the floor price, we like to not look at that, but it also really mattered a ton because of the fact that like say like it came out and we have a collection that's 20 ETH, and then our floor price is like low, then people are going to be like, oh, what the heck's going on with that and all that stuff. But so far it's been really good. We've just taken it really slow. We've had we had several contract audits and a lot of stuff going on with the art, and we did a lot longer reveal time because our reveal doesn't happen for 2 days, but we had like it was much longer than most people, and our floor price has stayed and showed like the community backing, and like the thing that really helped us to propel us into such a successful launch was a the team, and b the community, and the community was just full on backed us and like had our backs all throughout, and it like made it much easier and took a little bit of the stress off of us. And so we're just like hoping for this reveal to go smoothly and everything, and then we've got so much more stuff planned, such as like we got fusing that's going to come up in like a couple of months, like a month or two, I think it is. And we just like we're looking forward to that, and staking is going to happen with all our tokenomics coming up, and so yeah, it's very lots of pressure, I would say that.
Yeah, yeah, yes,
uh,
definitely. Yeah.
for sure, for
It's
sure.
really
So
cool.
yeah, on our side, it has been a great challenge also because,
Hmm.
as we say, we wanted. I mean, totally not the same. To be honest, we didn't start with a big hype or anything. We were, I think, around 800 when the first collection was out, and so this 800 minted the 770 NFTs from Genesis. And we went from 800 to 101.5K until 3 weeks ago. And then we started our like a plan for Exodus, or I wouldn't say for
Mhm.
Exodus, which was about doing two things. First of all, was allowed by the community or by the holders, meaning that each Mendel Genesis holders had and actually still has. So new Genesis holders can come to a Discord and claim for that. They have 10 whitelists moon pass as we call them, that they can offer gift to their friends. So they could mint in the project during the pre-sales. We allocated something like 3,000 whitelist spots so far, and around 2,000 of them have been filled by the holders. So they are really enjoying this game. Some of them are even asking for more because actually you kind of enjoy like bringing in the people that you would like to be in the project. And actually this way I believe that we managed to get really interesting new future holders or community members who came from people that we already appreciate and have spent time with. And the other part was all the collabs and partnerships and the amazing job done by Astra. And so, with these two initiatives as our only growth initiative, we managed to reach, I'm not sure, almost like 6.7K or something like that. In 3 weeks, we went from 1.5 to 6.7. So, it's more than multiplied by four in 3 weeks. I believe when Mendel comes like well recommended to other people, they take just a few seconds or a minute to look at a project and look at the art, and they like to jump in and be a part of this community. So yeah, I think right now this is the big challenge. It's not over. Um, I'm not sure what's the right amount, like how many people you need to have in a Discord to mint. Depends on what kind of people. It depends on what kind of operations you've done so far to bring these people in. But I mean, so far I'm very happy with the community that has raised and is still amazing to be in. The people that are in the discussions that we're having there. Um, yeah, the mint is about to be in something like either 2 or 3 weeks. We are still to announce that very soon. But yeah, we are super excited. We think we are on the right path. We know that market conditions are, yeah, as everyone say, always complicated. Uh, it is 3D art. We have a big roadmap with statues in it, with many great other surprises. Some of them being even more exciting than the statue, and we have a project that we believe will be amazing, not just to hold the NFT, but really to be a part of the journey with us.
Awesome. Great answers.
If I can add something, you say a beautiful thing. It was very a good question. You know, the tough question is actually the best. How do you say? You say, yeah, we make a good. You have talent. You make like a design, good design, and everything. So then what? And the beauty of NFT is it is what is. I always imagine Mendel for 10 years ago to make a movie of it because the story behind that it's amazing. And then okay, you find Disney or Pixar love the project, you do that, and then what? Nothing. But with this project of having the last collection, is each of NFT is a part of the scene of the movie we want to make, and this is where you find the meaning of the NFT and what nobody get it. I think for the bigger picture, it's when you hold the NFT and this is a part of something big like a movie and the story you write the scenario. Is older or actually give a part of the series. We have one older every day share a little story of about Mendel. So I mean, this is amazing that you have a community can write the story of Mendel, and my vision of making a movie is gonna be mixed with this whole story of the family Mendel member will add. This is the way you find meaning between art, between talent, design, or everything you want, and the community. So this is for me the perfect puzzle to make sense with art, creativity, and the love of the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good responses to that. And I appreciate you guys not hating me for asking some tougher questions. But
We love that.
Oh, please, please. Yeah, we love it.
is there anybody else that have any questions? We're gonna try to wrap this up here shortly. I think we're a little over an hour and 15 minutes. I think it's been about an hour and 17 minutes. Yeah. So if anyone else has any questions for the good people of Mendel, please ask away. Astra and Weard are both Gen 2 holders, so like even if you guys have questions, I'm sure if you tagged them in like Alpha Chat or somewhere and wanted to ask them more questions, I'm sure they'd be happy enough to answer it.
Yeah, definitely with pleasure.
100%.
Definitely.
I
There was a
posted
question
the
from Alan.
Discord. I posted the Discord for everyone in two different of the chats. So if you want to join in there and spread some love to the one great community to another great community, that'd be nice.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, awesome.
We got a question from Alex. I think Alex came. He also joined us in the Llamaverse AMA the last time.
Awesome.
Uh, so he was asking, we don't know where Mendel will go or end up. He's a brand, he's a narrative. I'm interested to see what form Mendel will take. Where will Mendel be in 3 years? I saw the white paper about the books, etc., and the posters, the space pop drops. Ben.
Yeah. Spaceport drops are actually coming. The first one is the Bowie. It's the more exclusive one. I think we had 31 dropped to our user. It was only for holders of 7 or more. We also had around 30 of them given away to the community, a little more even. So, in about 3 to 4 weeks, just after the Exodus, Mendel Genesis. No, sorry. Now the NFT holders, the Bowie holders, so the SpacePub Bowie holders, will be able to claim their. It's more than a poster. It's really it's like in French,
Print
it's
print.
called serigraphy. It's screen print in a way. It's like several layers of painting. So
Like a
it's
screen
real
print.
painting. It's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. And
Just
so
you basically use like
some of them
a
will.
sorry, but you use like a screen and then you pull the ink over it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Andy Warhol did screen print. You know, you have a
Yeah.
canvas or paper,
Yeah,
and
those
you
are
put. Yeah, this is the process of making art in
yeah,
the
absolutely.
80s.
I'm an art collector, and
except
usually what you do
Ah,
is
okay, yeah,
you buy like a limited edition one, and they destroy the screen
exactly,
so that it can't be made again. So that's a really cool
exactly,
thing.
exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
we
Actually,
destroy the screen. Yeah.
it will still stay linked to the NFT, so the NFT will act like a title of ownership somehow. The NFT will be written as a trait of the on the NFT whether it has been claimed or not. So you're not buying a Bowie. Actually, I think there is no Bowie on OpenSea. Everyone just can't wait to receive their Bowie, but. You will see on the NFTs that they have been claimed or not. So basically, we want to make it clear that the two of them are bonded. I mean, we cannot like prevent people from like selling the NFT and keep the physical art, obviously, but we will try to make it very obvious that somehow these two are linked. And maybe some other things could come up later on by holding both of them, the physical and the NFT. And yeah, we're always trying to do that, to make it so every art that Remy does has a metaverse link somehow, not just as a title of ownership, but maybe even more than that, like utilities in both worlds somehow.
Awesome. Someone was asking about a mint price. Do you guys have an idea of that currently?
Sorry, I think the mic is bugging.
Um, can you hear me now? So like the shit. Mint price.
Could you?
Yeah.
Oh, the mint price.
So we have started to discuss them in Pride. We haven't officially completely announced it yet. For now, we want to stick in 12 that we've planned from the very beginning. We say also that it might depend on how it goes up or down. So it's going also up since we started that. So we are not totally 100% sure of that. We want to make something relevant, but we really want to bring something big. We don't have, most of the NFC project usually you have like global budget that you could say is like a digital budget because you're planning. I mean, you guys are also planning physical stuff or digital stuff. So you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
If eventually you want to offer some of them, and in our case, we want then more than 10% of our holders get some physical art. Um, Obviously, we need to be able to produce this art. We need to be able to produce the other collections that we want to do, building a metaverse we have many different assets, but after that, making it a place where you can play and go around and all of it takes time. We need to initiate all of these projects. We need to initiate, we've started to talk with screenwriters also regarding the stories. And we are also building within our Discord place for people who would want to work with us on the content of this story. So it would really be something by the community. Ma- Basically, we have many big initiatives we want to launch. Exodus is going to be a very important collection for us. Also, there are going to be many utilities for Exodus, and obviously even more if you have Exodus and Genesis. This is very the first big collection of Mendel. So even if Genesis are Genesis, I think you know what it means, and I hope you know what it means because I'm just a Gen 2 holders. we need to be special also, even if we're not Gen 1 but Gen 2, and we need to be special even if we're Exodus and not Genesis. And this is also what we will make you feel, even if you uh, just can't afford or want to just means an Exodus. This is fine also. You will completely be a part of this adventure, and there will be a lot of things, a ton of utilities in the real world and in the metaverse that you will be able to enjoy.
The
Awesome.
Genesis also gets 3 minutes for the price of two, which is the Milky Pass whitelist.
That's awesome. Very cool. Let's see if there's any other questions. I think that we've pretty much touched on them all. If anyone else has anything, quickly say it right now. If I missed your question, I apologize. Oh, someone wanted to touch upon the IRL partnerships that you guys have or potentially have.
So, first ones that we can talk about is partnership with an astronaut called Nicole Stott. She was the first woman that did a painting uh, from space, actually, and she's an artist. Actually, you would be surprised by how many artists, astronauts, became artists after their career. I guess it's also a matter of perspective and how you have been able to see the world somehow. So the IOL collabs will be about the NASA family. Basically, NASA is not is one state organization in the U.S. The family is the space family. It's made of astronauts. It's made of people, engineers like Julian. I'm sorry, I forgot her name. Who's a NASA engineer. Um, she will be a little part. She will play a little part of the story and tell us about how we can use dust from the moon to create oxygen directly in the moon and host people and be able and for them to be able to breathe without kind of importing air from Earth, for instance. Kind of funny stuff about space. So this is the major kind of real life partnerships we'll have. But Remy is also in contact with other real life artists, and there are also some. More like brands. For instance, these shoes. I mean, I told Remy already. I will love my kids to have them. I think Remy also has in mind to make some partnerships that make sense. Like for instance, someone who would propose these Mendel shoes in the real world, for instance.
Awesome. Good stuff. That sounds really cool. I love how you guys are touching on like, the partnerships are not just like trying to go for like certain brands, but go for things that are kind of in line with what the Mendel brand is, which is space, and you guys are getting people to, that are in that like that sector. And I didn't even know about that whole thing with that first woman to paint in space. That's very cool, and it makes sense to have
Yeah.
like a person be a part of this. So very, very cool. Without any more questions, I think that we're gonna wrap this up since we're almost going on an hour and a half. But if you guys want to have any last comments or anything like that, that would be awesome. If you want to say anything last things, parting words, and if not, then I just wanted to, from the entire Project Gajira family, I wanted to thank you guys from like the bottom of our hearts for taking time out of your busy schedules, because I know that you guys are going
Thank
from
you very much.
AMAs to AMAs to AMAs to AMAs, and then like you guys are never ever like done talking probably, and I hopefully this one opened up some people's eyes to a project that's really cool, and that they might want to invest in and be a part of the Mendel family.
Thank you
Thank you.
for
Thank you
hosting
very
us.
much,
We
and we can
appreciate
wait
it.
to have, yeah, can't wait to have more Jiras in the Mendel fam.
Absolutely. And if you guys join the Discord link, make sure you go and spread some good love and good vibes to the Mendel fam from the Jira fam. And yeah, we look forward to seeing how your mint goes and everything like that. And we'll be keeping an eye on it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We will be giving
Thank you
some
so
wireless
much.
spots to the community. I think Amresh is going to do that probably tomorrow or something. So just
Awesome.
because I saw a few questions. But thank you again for hosting us. Pleasure.
Pleasure
Thank
is
you
all.
so much.
Yep, the pleasure is all ours. Thank you so much, and we will talk soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Ben.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Alrighty.
Bye bye.